America, because America invents. That's right. This is the Invent America show. I'm the Cajun contractor, Michael King. For all of you who's transitioning from Home Talk USA to Invent America, I want to welcome all of you. But hey, she's just carving a niche in the industry here. My co-host, my partner in crime, man, the inventor lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Rita, welcome,
Hello.
my host lady.
There you go. There you go. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Well, I didn't do it in my show. I wanted to do it in your show to do a big announcement. So I kind of wait because your show, Invent America, and the Made in America show is kind of tied in together. But
Yeah.
I do have that big announcement that we're going to be rebranding that third hour, and it's going to be Build America, man. We're going to, because America builds, like you said, America invents, America builds, and we're going to keep with the Made in America theme. It's going to be products and companies and legislation, politics. We're going to get more political in that show, like we did with the tariffs. We're going to hold, the government, accountable, regardless if you left or right. We're going to hold you accountable. What?
You can read my mind. I didn't know you could read my mind, but when I look at the lineup for that Made in America theme, all right, that I've got starting today, going through the next 3 weeks, you just went through the checklist 100%.
Wow, by accident. See, I must.
Yeah,
wow.
There you go. So today we've got on a gentleman who's got Made in America store, and he has got a fascinating story. And then we've got on the lady who's our representative from ASD Market Week. They've got a whole section for Made in America. And then we've got a gentleman on who is with the Court of International Trade.
Wow.
And he's going to talk about those tariffs and how they balance out. And then we've got Michelle Nashby on the following week. So we've been working on this. We've getting this rebranding thing in hand.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Well, let's face it. Home Talk USA, education, information, non-political. I'm not left. I'm not right, even though everybody knows I'm a staunch libertarian. But at the end of the day, I never bring my political part into the show. The Invent America show does a little of the political thing, but at the end of the day, it's a blueprint for the American inventor to get their product to market and get it sold. That's the bottom line of the show. Yeah. It's simple, but but at the end of the day, we started with the Made America theme, and but it exploded because now the Cajun contractor came out of the closet and really started attacking like a bulldog, and got more into the political part. So our audience knows what's happening in Washington, good or bad. And I think, that we can bring I don't want to bring our political bias into the picture, but what I want to do is report the facts. And let me tell you, if the left's going to come out at the right and start talking lies, hey, Cage Man's coming at them. And I'm going to have the proof. But at the end of the day, I don't want the right to sugarcoat, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're working on this. At the end of the day, you're not really doing anything.
No, and like you said, there's a lot that goes into that Made in America, from the manufacturing companies that do it, the products that are made and sold. And a lot of people don't know where can they go and not have to read the fine print? Where can they just go and know it's all made in America? And then we've got, the inventors. How do they get started? We're going to have Randy Landra now with U.S. Inventors agreed to be on once a month on the Invent America show, and talk about the legislative issues that are relevant to the inventor today at that moment. So he's going to be a regular part, or Molly Metz is going to be on as well. And then with that Made in America hour, that third hour that we do, we're going to talk about, the process of making in America. What are the politics of making in America? The tariffs, that issue it seems like a big issue, but when you look at it in the entire scope of things, it's balance. It's balance. Yeah. But, most consumers don't realize it's balance. And so when we look at all of those things, we have got a huge variety of topics that we will be doing in both those hours. So we'll be talking about the process, the products, the politics, the reality of inventing. I
Well,
know that Al is our guest today for Invent
yeah.
America. He manufactures right here in America. And then we've got,
Well,
Mark, that's going to be on that third hour. His story is so American. It's amazing. Both of these guys, they're amazing.
well, I think we have what is happening is that middle middle America, um, that middle Democrat, that middle America has nowhere to go now. They're confused. They just don't know. Do I do here or do I go right or do I left? And we want to bring middle America back to the table. We want to get them involved because at the end of the day, it's a middle America that has the checkbook. It's a middle America that's going to purchase the product. It's the middle America that's going to use the product. So it makes no sense to exclude them out if we want them to say, okay, we don't want you to get involved, but we just want your checkbook. We don't want that. You understand? We want them to understand that. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Well,
Rita,
a lot of it is really understanding,
yeah.
what an inventor like Al has to deal with, in the US, and, versus foreign. And the same thing with Mark. What do they have to deal with? When Americans know, when the consumer knows, when that middle America knows what they're dealing with and where
Yeah.
to look, what to look for,
Wow.
how do they get to, these stores, these platforms? The Made in America store is actually a vacation destination. Most people don't know that, but they have got
Yeah.
huge events that go on there to then sponsor and support Made in America. And, the stories are wonderful. And when we look at the steps that Americans go through to be able to get products made in America,
Yeah.
all they've got to do is know where to look and then what they're supporting.
Well, if you're an old listener to the show, I've already proved through experiments in the past that if you give the American consumer a reason to buy American, they're going to buy American and they're going to pay more money because they understand they're going to pay more money, but they're going to get a better product and they're going to get a warranty, a product, and you're going to help your local community. You're going to help your local infrastructure, your tax base, your education system, your law system when you purchase that American product. Than purchasing a product that's overseas that has
Exactly.
no financial.
It's an exciting time to be here
It is.
because we're watching the
Well,
changes being made. It
Well,
is, it's so exciting to see everybody kind of come awake and pay attention now and ask questions.
But Rita, we get to talk about it now, though.
I know.
We get to talk about it. And guess what? I own my network, so I can talk about anything I want. I might stay an hour and I talk about anything, I won't have any listeners, but hey, we're going to take a short break. Don't go nowhere. Invent America show, American Events. Me and my co-host, Rita Crompton. We're going to have Mr. himself, Mr. Al Mango is going to be our guest. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Yeah, hey, I'll come back now. Yeah.